What's up guys, it's Nat and welcome back to another Football Impact video, and I hope you all had a very happy Easter, and I hope you are having a nice swell time. Or some of you could be just depressed or doing anything you like really. Doesn't really matter to me. So what's happened this week in the headlines in the Premier League, Bundesliga, La Liga and many other leagues? City are on one game away from winning the Premier League title. All they have to do is beat Manchester United to pretty much rub Mourinho's nose in it even more this season. Tottenham finally won at Stamford Bridge for the first time in 28 years. That's so long ago. Their net wasn't even made back in 1980, or was it? I can't fucking mind. And also Bayern Munich thrashed Dortmund 6-0. Lewandowski loves sticking it to his old club. He's got a hat-trick in that game. And PSG beat Monaco to win the Coupe de la Ligue, French League Cup, what do you call it really? So they pretty much on the verge of doing the domestic treble. So we're going to kick it off with the Premier League. And just like in the little brief headlines, Manchester City are one win away from being crowned Premier League champions. All they have to do is go to Man United and beat Manchester United at their own at Etihad Stadium at the win the league. Simple as that really. No it's not, because Mourinho came out and said we're going to give 110% to make sure the City team don't win the league against us. So doesn't really try it. But anyway, going to the game, City were amazing. Sané has been, if not the best player to come out in the past 2 to 3 months. He has been City's go-to man. I also think David Silva is by far getting better and better and better every single season. It's just every single year really. He's just becoming an absolute massive player for them this season. Kevin De Bruyne didn't have the best game, but he's had an amazing season. He's been City's best player this year. Even without Sergio Aguero, Gabriel just scores as well. Everton, the problem with Everton is I don't know what the fuck they are as a team, because under Ronald Koeman, who got the sack this season, they didn't like Roberto Martinez's tiki-taka passing style. Then they sort of went back to the sort of David Moyes style under Ronald Koeman, and now they've went parked the bus, but they don't like that style. So I don't really know what Everton are in terms of, I think they've lost the way they are as a team. Now Everton fans, put in the comments down below what style you think, or those 3 styles would you prefer. I don't really know. If I had to pick, I'd probably say the style under Ronald Koeman I think was the better style Unions had, but I just think Ronald Koeman lost the dressing room at Everton was the reason why he got the sack. But to me, I just think Everton need to go to find a way of playing before they can actually think of what they are as a team. Because right now, I don't know what they are playing style wise. But pretty much every team has been murdered by City this season, unless you're Liverpool and Shakhtar the next, and Basel, who've beaten City this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how Everton play. I think they are safe for another season. They're probably going to finish top 10 maybe, is their best achievement for this season. But their season's finished. I don't think Big Sam will be the manager next season, because this is the game. If they won, he probably could stay. I don't think he will be next year. And Everton probably need a new manager. As I said, one win away from winning the title. Tottenham finally win at Stamford Bridge for the first time in 28 years, like I said previously. But the player I want to give a shout out is Christian Eriksen. Fuck me, is he a player. Goodness me. Even though I still have nightmares of him scoring a hat-trick against Ireland. Yeah, that still haunts me to this day. But he was excellent in this game. He had so much passing. It's amazing. The goal he scored is one of the goals you just want to see over and over again. I think, how the fuck did he hit that ball with that amount of dip? He's unbelievable. But Chelsea took the lead in this game thanks to our Morata, who has literally needed a goal as much as anyone really, because he has been so short of confidence. You know, he's in and out of the team. Is he going to be there next season? He's had sparks from Antonio Conte. Giroud's came in and looks like he could be a striker to requirements. He's put a big statement in saying, I want to be the main man for Chelsea. He scored a goal, but that's the only good thing for Chelsea in that whole game, because they were second best by a street. Tottenham played them off the park, and to be honest, it was the most one-sided Tottenham-Chelsea game I have ever seen, because Chelsea could not deal with Christian Eriksen and Dele Alli, who has been through a lot of criticism in the last few weeks, saying Jesse Lingard and Raheem Sterling could be ahead of him in the team. He may not even be at the World Cup. Everybody's here, but he's put those to rest. I think he will be there. I think, is he better than Jesse Lingard this season? I would go Jesse Lingard, to be honest. I think he's been a better player this season, but Dele Alli, he can do that in big games if he does it. If he shows a bit of desire, I think his game lacks this season. But he's been a really vital player for them this season in terms of assists. He's got more assists this season than he's had last season, so he's more like a team player this year than he was last season. But Tottenham blew them away. Son played really well in this game as well. But the whole top team were excellent. I thought Desi and Sanchez has been an amazing signing for them, and it looks like Alderweireld is going to be sold in the summer. It looks like his contract looks like to be up in the air. He looks like an absolutely bargain signing for the amount of money Tottenham spent. And Pochettino has done a remarkable job at Tottenham, and I think if they win the FA Cup and finish in the top 4, that's an excellent season for them. Yes, they got knocked out in the Champions League, the last 16 to Juventus, but to be honest, Juventus are a very, very good team. Look what they've done in Italy, and also went to the Champions League final the last few years. That's no something you can't sweep under the carpet. They've been excellent this season, Tottenham, and for me, if they win the FA Cup and finish top 4, that is an amazing season for them. Chelsea, top 4 is gone. Their only thing keeping their season alive is the semi-final of the FA Cup. Manchester United beat Swansea 2-0. Lukaku is part of the Centurion squad. He's got 100 goals, and to be honest, I didn't even know he scored 100 goals until somebody actually said he scored 100 goals, because I found myself 24 years old, score 100 goals. I thought he had 90 something goals. That's amazing for Lukaku, and he's had his criticism this season. Lukaku, for me, I don't think it's his fault. I think Mourinho doesn't play the certain style of football that helps Lukaku's game, and I think he's been excellent this season. 15 goals this season for Lukaku in the Premier League. Way Man United play all season, that's astonishing. For me, Alexis Sanchez, who had a really good game as well, he scored a goal, but the player I want to talk about is Jesse Lingard. He was absolutely sensational, and if he plays the way he played, even in the first 2 games for England, he scored a goal, made a goal in the friendlies. Yes, they're friendlies, I know we used to play effort for friendlies, but he's been absolutely so vital for England and for Manchester, and also for Manchester United in the past couple of months now. And for me, you can also see, where's Rashford? Everybody's talking about Rashford against Liverpool. Right now, Jesse Lingard is a better player than Marcus Rashford. I never thought I'd say that a year ago, because right now Jesse Lingard is developing better and better and better. Rashford, for me, still needs to know where he's in the team. Is he a winger? Is he a striker? Where does he fit? You've got Lukaku, you've got Sanchez, you've also got Matt in the team now, and also Jesse Lingard. Where does he fit in the team? For me, I think Rashford needs to find, if he doesn't get a couple of games now in the season, he could be sold in the summer, but I never thought I'd say that. But Jesse Lingard has been excellent for Manchester United this season, and for me, probably, Man United's, this is a bold statement because I don't like to do this, one of Man United's best players of the season. I know that's going to go to David here, who had an unbelievable save in this game from Abraham's header. But he's just been absolutely sensational. David De Gea, for me, is the best goalkeeper in the world, and only he could save that. Maybe Neuer, but him and Neuer are only 2 I think could save those type of saves. Then we get on to Newcastle, who win 1-0 against Huddersfield Town in what was the most one-sided match I have ever seen us play at St James's Park. We single-handedly wiped the floor of Huddersfield. The only way this game was not 1-0 is because Dwight Gale did not have his shooting boots on, or he never has his shooting boots on. But the thing with Dwight Gale is, Dwight Gale for me is not a predator in terms of finishing. He's got good movement. He's had, he helps the team link the team really well, and I think that's the reason why he's in the team. And he's way better than Hostley. Hostley does F all, but even though you say Hostley's a better finisher, if you can say finisher, but for me, Dwight Gale is a better player than Hostley. But you can put it ever, but for me, I prefer Dwight Gale than Hostley. But the fact of the matter is, they wiped the floor of Huddersfield. Huddersfield, for me, if I was a Huddersfield Town fan right now, I'd be worried big time, because your last 4 games of the season are against probably the top 6, and the biggest one of, you're not scoring goals. And you don't score goals, you don't stay in the Premier League and you don't win matches and you don't even get points. For me, as much as I think Huddersfield could stay up, that's all down to Southampton and Stoke, who both lost this weekend. But the fact of the matter is, Huddersfield need to find points. Probably their home form may even keep them in the league this year. If they don't find any wins from the end of the season, they could go down. But the only thing keeping them in the Premier League is because the other 3 teams in the bottom 3 are worse than them. As for Newcastle United, that win has not mathematically kept them safe. Probably need another win or another couple more points, but I think that win has given them a 75% safe. You just need to get that other 15% to make sure they're safe, which is the mathematical. They get 40 points and they're safe. But for me, I think it'll be 35, maybe 38, 37 points to keep you in the lead this year. They probably need another win or a couple more draws. And we're safe, and therefore I'll say that, with 7 games to go. Crystal Palace, who also faced relegation, lost to Liverpool 2-1, but in what was a very weird game, because Liverpool were down, Liverpool could have been a man sent off, and they were a goal down thanks to Zaha, who got a penalty. And yes, it was a penalty. I don't know what calories is coming in. Liverpool need to find a new goalkeeper next season. Milivojevic, who I think all of his goals this season has literally been from penalties, scores, and I guess his 9th goal this season, which I think is his 7th penalties. So that's pretty much just says half of all of his goals are pretty much from pens. But then they made some changes, Liverpool, in the second half. Alexander Arnold was moved forward in the second half. In the first half, he was literally tracking back so much time. In the second half, he went balling forward. He put in a really good ball in. One of the fullbacks put a really good ball. I think it was Robertson put a really good ball into Mane, who had literally the most uneventful, one of the most weird games you see in a Liverpool shirt. He scored a goal, made a goal, and also could have got he could have got sent off. But he also got a penalty in the first half, which a lot of people say it was a penalty. I don't think it was, because for me, the problem with when the foul was made, it would have been a penalty, but the fact that he died pretty much after he got the pen goes to show the reason why it wasn't a pen. But for me, Liverpool just did enough in the end, because Mohamed Salah, again, 29 Premier League goals this season. That is unfreaking believable from the Egyptian king that is Mohamed Salah. He has been a breath of fresh air since being in the Premier League. He, for me, is my player of the season. As much as Kevin De Bruyne has been excellent this season in Manchester City, he has been by a street. He's been the best signing I have seen, not just at Liverpool, probably the best signing I've seen in the Premier League by a long time. And the biggest one is only Kenny Dalglish and another Liverpool great, and I think Ian Rush as well, have scored more goals in a season than Mohamed Salah. That is incredible, to say the least. And that one for Liverpool has pretty much, I think, given them 3rd this season. But can they finish 2nd? Because Manchester United still got to play Manchester City, and Tottenham still have to play Man City. But I think Liverpool will finish 3rd, maybe 2nd this season. And the last game is West Ham. After their rumbling, tumbling, horrific game they had against Burnley, they stepped up and put 3 past Southampton, and Arovic just loves sticking it to Mark Hughes, doesn't he? Because he scored 2 goals in this game. I think one of the goals he scored, I think the first goal he scored, he had a big rant saying, I think that's because Mark Hughes, when he came off, had a, they just do not like each other at all. So, but West Ham I thought were excellent. Southampton, where do I start with you guys? Yous were terrible when you played Newcastle. I don't know what the fuck your system was against West Ham, because you were horrific against West Ham. You were bad against us. I don't know what board you can get for worse against West Ham. The only thing I say is horrific. They are right now, if I was a Southampton fan, I'd be right now thinking championship. It's the only way yours are going. Because right now, you just look like a team in disarray. Mark Hughes has come in, and I think this Mark Hughes is going to be could be the first ever manager to get 2 teams relegated. That's never happened. I don't think it's ever happened in Premier League history. So that's not something you want to sign on your CV really. But for me, Southampton, I don't see them staying up. I think they're in big trouble. But they did try also coming back from injury. That's the only positive you could see from Southampton. Apart from that, I think they're down. But we haven't seen that one, but they don't have good fixtures either. The next game is against Tottenham. They have Man City last day of the season. I just don't see it. But never say never. I've seen miracles happen. I've seen Leicester City stay up and win the league. That tells you anything. Anything can happen in football, but for me, the way they played against Newcastle 3 weeks ago and the way they played against West Ham, I don't see Southampton staying up for me. But as for West Ham, they were excellent, and that win is probably the win that keeps them in the league. They probably need another win, maybe 2 more wins, just to make sure they're comfortable, safe. But right now, 5 points. It's not a gap, but in this stage of the season right now, when you have 6 games to go, or 7 games to go for some teams, that is a bit of a gap. And for me, West Ham, I think, will be in the Premier League next season. So let's see the Premier League table where Man City are only 1 win away from winning the title. And there you go. It seems like they won the league fucking ages ago. Manchester United are second on 68 points. Then it's Liverpool 2 points back, and then it's Tottenham 2 points back after that. Then it's a big gap back to Chelsea, who are 8 points behind Tottenham. Then it's Arsenal, their win against Stoke. Stoke, it looks like you need a goal scorer or you're just going down. Arsenal usually got a big game midweek against CSKA Moscow. Burnley, with their win, are still 7th. Leicester win, Everton 9th, and Bournemouth 10th. At the bottom is Watford, who are 11th. Newcastle up to 12th. Brighton down to 13th. Then it's West Ham up to 14th. Swansea, Huddersfield, Palace are only just out of the relegation zone. Southampton, game in hand, are just 2 points behind. Then it's Stoke, who I think look miserable right now, the worst goal difference in the Premier League. They need a miracle. And West Brom, who lose again, and for me, are 1 win, 1 defeat away from being automatically relegated. And West Brom, all I can say is, units have been pardied. So guys, let's see what happened this week in the Bundesliga. And in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich thrashed Dortmund 6-0 in what was the most one-sided Der Klassiker I've ever seen, because Dortmund were appalling. Barcelona, as much as he had an amazing sort of run of form, he just didn't get the ball. He was so isolated up there. I know he had a couple of chances, but come on, they're half chances, they aren't even real chances. But for me, Dortmund were appalling in this game. The back 4, I have no idea what the hell was going on. The midfield battle was just annihilation really, because Thiago was playing in balls like he was Lionel Messi. But the problem with this Dortmund team is right now, they need a new manager, and I think David Wagner, who's been out with the Dortmund job, I think could be the next Dortmund manager next season, because Dortmund want a sort of a player that comes through the ranks really. He's done a remarkable job at Huddersfield Town. I think he could take the Dortmund job next year, and Dortmund probably need a player, probably need someone of his ilk to get this Dortmund team to the next level, because right now they are appalling this season. As for Bayern Munich, Lewandowski just loves scoring against Dortmund. I think he's now scored 9 goals against Borussia Dortmund, or something like that anyway. He just loves scoring against Dortmund. But I think we're just seeing in this game, the gap between Bayern Munich and Dortmund, and Bayern Munich and probably the rest of the Bundesliga, is absolutely huge, and it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger every season until someone physically beats this team. I don't see it, because they're on the verge of winning the 6th straight Bundesliga title, which Bayern Munich have never done ever, so it doesn't look good for the rest of the Bundesliga. Dortmund, it looks like they're going to be finishing third this season, because Schalke, who are, I think, are now going to finish second, because they took a little bit of a gap now after they win 2-0 against Freiburg, and I think they were comfortable winners, Dortmund, Schalke, and I think they will finish second this season. I think they will definitely be in the top 4 this year, and they've had a fantastic season. Goretzka, for me, has been absolutely amazing for them this season. And another player they have in their striker, or I can never pronounce his name, Banas, number 19 for Schalke. I'm not even going to pronounce his name. He was amazing in this game. He scored a really good goal, and he looks like, could he be the outsider for the German national team for the World Cup? That would be a shout out, because right now Theo Werner has been not doing it for Leipzig. Wagner is in and out of the team for Bayern Munich. He looks like to be the informed German striker right now. I know Mario Gomez was back in the team, and he's been a really good signing for Stuttgart, but they probably need something like that, and I think he's been a revelation this season for Schalke. And I think Schalke will finish second this season above Dortmund. That is a big statement, because Dortmund are now being laughed at by their arch rivals, Schalke. Goodness me, wow. Speaking of Leipzig, they went 3-2 against Hanover, and in a very entertaining game, which Hanover could have won if somehow the goalkeeper didn't make a howler and somehow just let the ball go under his legs. Just incredible. But Leipzig what a win for them. That was a huge win for them because Leverkusen drew this weekend, which puts them into the top 4 and Leverkusen out of the top 4. Frankfurt also lost this weekend to Bremen, so that's put them out of the top 4 as well. So that's a massive win for Leipzig because the other teams fighting for the Champions League places all lost, all didn't win this weekend. So that's a massive win for them to get 4th this season. And the last game is talking about Frankfurt. They lost this weekend to Werder Bremen, who are only 3 points off 8th spot. This is a team that for the whole season, fighting for relegation, could finish 8th. Imagine, just unbelievable how form can change in the league. But they've been an absolute, last couple of months has been amazing, and Max Kruse has been a revelation again, like it was at the end of last season, just like it was this season. He's been scoring goals. I just don't get why can I not do this at the start of the season? Because if it was the start of the season, they will be fighting for Europe, really, but they haven't, but they can't do it. But that's a huge win for Werder Bremen to end the season on that. Olé. As for Frankfurt, it doesn't look like Unions are going to be finishing in the Champions League places. And also, speaking of teams fighting for Europe, Hoffenheim get a huge win this weekend against Cologne. Cologne, just when you think they're going on a momentum, they lose again and they get thumped 6-0 by Hoffenheim, and that's a big win for Hoffenheim in their race to get Europe. Cologne, it looks like to be playing in the 2nd division in German football next season, and probably with Hamburg. Alright, here's the Bundesliga table where Bayern Munich top on 69 points, then it's Schalke on 52. Then there's a bit of a gap back to Dortmund, who are only 2 points ahead of Leipzig. Then it is Leverkusen, Frankfurt, Hoffenheim, who are pretty much fighting for those Champions League European spots. Then there's a gap back to Stuttgart, Gladbach, Augsburg in the top 10. Then at bottom is Hertha Berlin, Werder Bremen are only goal difference of being in the top 10, what a remarkable run they're on. Then it's Hanover, who are slipping down the table, but I think have enough points to stay up. Freiburg are 14th. Then it's Wolfsburg, Mainz, who are in the relegation play-up on goal difference. Then it is Cologne, who I think are doomed, and Hamburg. The clock is ticking. Our units just sort of never been relegated ever from Bundesliga. That's going to end this season. So guys, here's what happened this weekend in La Liga. And in La Liga, Barcelona came back from 2-0 down to get a point against Sevilla in what is a huge point for Barcelona. Because right now, they were on the verge of getting their first defeat of the season and could have got the whole, oh my god, Sevilla are going to be the first team to beat them this season. But stepped up Lionel Messi, the GOAT, the guy, the best player I've ever seen in my life, who I'm literally running out of words for this guy. He is the only reason why Argentina have a chance of winning the World Cup, because this team for Argentina is shit, and they got first 6-1 by Spain, who didn't even have Lionel Messi in the team for Argentina, just goes to show for Messi they're just terrible. And the same goes for Barcelona. For Lionel Messi, it's not the same team. He stepped up, get 2 goals, but fuck me, Muriel, you had so many chances to win the game more than 2-0. Literally, they could have won the game 3 or 4 in the first half. Muriel, who I think is worse than Dwight Gale, just doesn't know where to put the ball in the net. Yeah, I think why is Ben Yedlin not playing for this team? I do not understand. But Barcelona just had enough in the end. Luis Suarez got the first goal back for Barcelona. Then Lionel Messi with an absolutely superb goal. The goalkeeper, you expect to at least save it, but it's just a world-class finish. He is the greatest player I've ever seen, and he has just kept Barcelona still unbeaten this season in La Liga, and are going to win La Liga. But can they go a whole season unbeaten? That still be the question mark, because it's still to play Real Madrid. I think at the Camp Nou, that is going to be the game that defines Barcelona going a whole season unbeaten. As for Sevilla, they have a massive game coming up in the Champions League against Bayern Munich, so that's going to be their big sort of game for the season. But top 4 is gone for you because you couldn't keep it 2-0 against Barcelona. Their best is probably 5th, and maybe you have to win the Champions League to get into the Champions League next season. Real Madrid look like to be really starting to pick up some momentum now. Ronaldo wasn't playing this game. I think he had a knock for Portugal in the friendlies. So Gareth Bale took the mantle and went up and absolutely was excellent this game. He scored 2 goals and also got a penalty, which Benzema puts in the back of the net when 3-0 against the Las Palmas team, who I think are relegated. The only reason why I don't think they have a chance of staying up is because, no, actually no, they don't have a chance of staying up. They're down. But it's a massive win for Real Madrid because Valencia keeps winning, and Valencia are still only a point behind Real Madrid. And this is ridiculous, the fact that Valencia are somehow only still a point behind Real Madrid. You told me that at the start of the season, you think they're fighting for the title. But they went 1-0 thanks to Rodrigo, who scored for Spain against Germany in the friendly. And he was excellent in this game for Valencia. He scored the winning goal. Valencia are definitely going to finish in the top 4 this season. There's no doubt about it. But can they finish above Real Madrid? Yes, they can, because Real Madrid have tough fixtures coming up in the end of the season. Valencia, apart from I think playing Real Madrid and Barcelona, I think that's only their 2 hardest fixtures. So Real Madrid and Barcelona, and say that's probably their only 2 hardest fixtures coming in the season. They have winnable games, but they almost slipped up again in this game against Leganés, but a big win nonetheless for Valencia. Who would you think will finish third this season? Valencia or Real Madrid? That would be interesting to say the least. Atletico Madrid, who won this weekend thanks to Kevin Gamero penalty, who you probably say doesn't play a lot of games, even though I don't think he's a good player really, but he scored a really good penalty, and Atletico Madrid get a really good win against Deportivo La Coruña, who will also join Malaga and probably Las Palmas in the Spanish second division. And last game, Malaga finally win a game, but it's probably too little too late for you guys to stay up, because the gap is 11 points between you and relegation. To get out of relegation zone, so you need 4 wins, and even if you get 4 wins, you have 4 games in the season to actually get wins. You probably need 6 wins or 8 or 6 or 8 or 7 or 8 or unbeaten 7 or 8 to stay up. I don't see it. I just think it's too little too late for Malaga. But a good win nonetheless to get morale going probably for next season when they play in the Segunda Division in Spanish football. Villarreal blew a chance to finish 5th, probably because I think Sevilla will probably finish 5th. So this is how La Liga looks right now. It is Barcelona top on 76 points, letting them do their second on 67 points. Then it's Real Madrid, who are third on 63 points, and Valencia, who are a point behind Real Madrid on 62. Then it's Villarreal, Sevilla, Granola, Betis, Celta Vigo, and El Bar. At the bottom is Getafe, Athletic Bilbao, Espanyol, Leganés, Real Sociedad, Alves, Levante. Last few are 7 points. You could say 8 points, including not the odd damn goal difference they've got. Ahead of Las Palmas, Deportivo La Coruña, and Malaga, who I think are going to be the 3 teams that get relegated from the La Liga this season. Alright guys, it happened this weekend in Serie A. And in Serie A, Napoli and Juventus are both fighting for the title. Napoli bottling against Sassuolo, who literally could not buy a win. As for Juventus, they went at home to They were home to AC Milan, a very good AC Milan, who were one of the informed teams in Serie A, and wiped them off the park. Khedira was excellent in this game. Dybala scored a really good goal, but Khedira I thought was excellent. He scored a goal in this game, but the problem I see with AC Milan this season is they don't have a goal scorer, and they don't know how to feel. They just feel like every single time they're on the verge of doing something, they sort of can't do it, and that's why I think they're stuck in quicksand. AC Milan this season. Doesn't you think they're on the verge of they could get Champions League this season? No, let's go on. So their best probably is 6th this season because they got knocked out in Europa League by Arsenal. But Juventus, I think, are now 4 or 5 points clear of Napoli, who couldn't win this weekend against Sassuolo. That is a massive dent to Napoli's title hopes, because Juventus are just like a pack of wolves. They smell blood. They feel like Napoli they're struggling for form, and they can just do it and go on again, and they could win their 7th or 8th straight league title. I've lost count how many times Juventus have won the goddamn title in terms of consistency, consecutive leagues. But a massive win for Juventus. Napoli, it looks like second is going to be really finish again this season behind Juventus. Roma, Inter, Lazio are all fighting for the Champions League places. Roma got a 1-1 draw against Bologna. Edin Dzeko had to be sort of the saviour to get a believable draw against them, against Bologna, who I thought were excellent, but just couldn't find a second goal to actually make sure of a 3-point win. Lazio put 6 past Benevento, and yes, 6 past Benevento. And you must be thinking, oh, it's a routine win for Lazio. They probably thrashed Benevento. No, Benevento were 2-1 up with 20 minutes to go. But Benevento are just the worst team I've ever seen since Derby County. They just can't fucking find a way of keeping the lead. They conceded 4 goals in 20 minutes. that doesn't tell me that Benevento are one of the worst teams I've ever seen in my life, I don't know what is. Immobile scored 2 goals in this game. I've heard now to get a hat-trick. Lucas scored one heck of a goal. He's only scored 3 goals in 3 games. He's been absolutely sensational for them this season. Also, Savic was playing well. It was one of the weird games you'd probably see. Benevento had a man sent off in the first 6 minutes. They were just appalling, really. Lazio, Immobile, however, they have a real outside chance of finishing in the top 4 because Inter Milan, who also won this weekend, and Verde Caddy are just not the same team. He scored 2 goals in this game. I think he's now scored 22 goals this team in Serie A this season. So between him and Immobile, who's been player of the season in Serie A. Now, I don't know, and I probably just wait to the end of the season to I pick my player of the season, but those 2 for me have been absolutely sensational this year for those two teams. And the only reason why those 2 teams have a chance of finishing in the top 4 for the Champions League places this year in Serie A. But Perisic scored a goal as well. I thought he had a really good game as well, but Icardi is just the difference maker for Inter Milan this season. He's been an absolute revelation since he's back in the team. I now think he scored 8 goals in 3 games. I know he scored, I think, 4 against, he scored a hat-trick or 4 against Sampdoria, I can't remember. But he was amazing in this game, and he, for me, has been stepping up. Maybe because he knows his place in the Argentina squad is really sort of between him, Sergio Aguero, and Higuain, who gets that last sort of number 9 spot for Argentina, because I expect the battle to go on, and I expect Messi to be going. So it's pretty much between those 3 who gets that spot. If I had to pick right now, I would pick Icardi over Higuain, because Icardi has just been immense this season for Inter Milan. But Higuain, the Argentina fans really do like Higuain, so probably Higuain may go, but I pick Icardi. But the fight for the Serie A title race, I think could be over. But the fight for the Champions League places is hotting up every week. And okay, guys, here's the Serie A table. Looks after 30 matches. Juventus total of 78 points and are now 4 points ahead of Napoli. And the goal difference they got, they probably say 5 points. Then it's Napoli on second, who looks like to probably finish second this season. Then it's Roma, who are third. Then it's Inter, who are 4th, and Lazio, who are 5th. And there's a bit of a gap back to AC Milan with their defeat who are 6th. Then it is Atalanta with their decent win at the weekend and they're 7th. Fiorentina are on a really good run and they got an hour win this weekend and are up to 8th. Then Sampdoria and Torino in the top 10. At the bottom is Bologna, Udinese, Genoa, Cagliari, Chievo, Sassuolo, Splat, Crotone, Verona and Benevento. If they lose next game, will automatically be relegated. 10 points out of 29 matches. I mean, that is just a disgrace. So guys, let's see what happened this week in League 1. And well, this isn't really a League 1 game, but PSG played Monaco in the Coupe de Final, in the League Cup, the French League Cup final, Coupe de France final, if you get me. But they won that game 3-0. Kylian Mbappe come back to haunt his old club. He was excellent in this. Di Maria had a good game as well. He was excellent in this game. Di Maria. He's got a really good finish. But Monaco, you can totally see the fact that they sold all their best players last season, like Bernardo Silva, Bakayoko, Mendy, and also Mbappe. They're just not the same team. I don't care what you say. If you sell all your best players and you don't replace them, ask the Hampton about that, by the way. You're just not the same team. And you can totally see Monaco, they've had a very good season this year, don't get me wrong. I think they're going to finish second this season. No, they're not going to win the league, and it's going to be down to them not winning the trophy this year. But they've just been beaten by a world-class PSG team. Even without Neymar, they can still go and win the treble. And also, Cavani can't stop scoring goals. The guy is just a revelation. What more can I say about Cavani? He's just a world-class player. He scored the penalty, Cavani. Di Maria scored the second goal. I don't think Kylian Mbappe scored or Cavani scored the third goal. I don't know. I think Cavani scored the third goal, which he loves scoring in finals. Cavani, he's just a big game mentality player. If only if PSG did that against Real Madrid with 2 legs, they could be winning the Champions League this year, but they're not. Congratulations to Monaco. They've had a great season. I think second in the league is really good for them, but you just want them to sort of give it. Thought Monaco were going to give it to them this season in terms of winning a trophy in the cup final, but they didn't. So good win for PSG, on the verge of winning another domestic treble. Let's move on to what happened this week in League One. In the sort of the race for who gets relegated and the race for the Champions League spaces gets even more intenser because Lyon and Marseille are both fighting for the last Champions League spot. Marseille win 3-1 against Dijon, who you expect them to beat Dijon, and Lyon get a 2-0 win against Toulouse, with Fekir injured and looks like maybe he missed the World Cup because of his injury, and he's been amazing this season for Fekir, so I don't want him to miss the World Cup because I think he's been a baller this year in terms of his goals and assists, and he's definitely been one of the Ligue 1 players of the season this year. Also, Florian Thauvin is probably the reason why Marseille could finish third this year. But Memphis Depay has stepped up in recent weeks, and I think he's really in form right now. He had a really good game against England for the Dutch against England in a friendly midweek. Was midweek? I think it was last week. But he was excellent in this game. He scored 2 goals. Yes, Toulouse could have got back in the game, but Toulouse just don't have a striker put the ball in net. Braithwaite hasn't done it since they just can't find a replacement for Braithwaite, because last season he was on top. He was a goal scorer. They sort of just can't find one since. But a good win for Lyon. They're only 2 points behind Marseille. And Marseille have tough fixtures coming up. So you probably say Lyon, they could finish third this season. And the fact that they sold Lacazette in the summer, and Fekir has been pretty much injured and had that massive suspension for the celebration against Saint Etienne, that's an amazing statement for them if they finish third this season, because for me, I thought they'd finish 5th or 6th this year because they sold their best player from last season, and their best player for this season has been injured and suspended for the majority of the season. So that's a huge thing if they do finish third this year. I know they're probably still not happy because of the way they were knocked out in the Europa League against CSKA Moscow because they hosted the final, but they've had an amazing season this year, Lyon, and I think third they finish this year is an absolutely sensational season for them. And the last game is Saint Etienne win 3-0 against Nantes, and pretty much that win for Saint Etienne is definitely kept them up for our season. But Remy Cabella scored 2 goals in this game, and so also Debuchy, so 3 ex-Newcastle players scored goals in this game. Debuchy's been doing really well for them for Saint Etienne since he's been there. I think he scored 5 goals in the last 6-7 matches, so he's been in really good form. Nats are sort of showing that their squad is not good enough in terms of squad. I think they have a good team in terms of squad depth. I don't think they have a good, but I think if they finish 8th, 10th this year, I think it's a really good season for them. Yes, they were 5th majority of the season, but likes of Nice, Saint Etienne and Montpellier are just showing they have a better squad than them. But hey, I think if they finish top 10 this season, that's a really good season for them. Alright, here's what the Ligue 1 table looks now. PSG are top on 83 points, then it's Monaco on 66, then it's Marseille on 62, and Lyon on 60, only 2 points separating those teams, and the race for the top 4 is wide open. Then a big gap, way big gap back to Montpellier, then Rennes, Nice, Nantes, Saint Etienne, who are pretty much fighting who's going to finish best of the rest this season. Ganned up are in the top 10. At the bottom is Dijon, Bordeaux, Auxerre, Cannes, Armens with a big win against Lille this weekend, a huge win for them to stay up. Strasbourg, Toulouse, Troyes, Lille, and Metz, who got a point this weekend, but are running out of games to stay in Ligue 1, and I think they'll be in Ligue 2 next season. So guys, in the Football Impact for this episode, guys, very happy Easter and a very happy sort of life. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, the Natural is out.